Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. As I'm just doing an interview with people I know from a different background, doing a lot of different stuff. And today I got a very one of my friend from another friend. So yeah, so who are you? What do you do? And let's kick it off.
So my name's Adriana. Um, what do I do? That's a very general question, but I would say that I am currently a student. I am studying to become a social worker, hoping to eventually become a therapist.
Right.
And what else do I do? I have some hobbies and interests on the side. So I have a um, skincare line. That's eventually what it's going to be, but at the minute I just have a few skincare products that I sell online. I am also working on a poetry book at the minute,
Ooh. Okay.
and I know I'm trying to think of it. I've got quite a few things going on at the
Wow, I
moment.
did not know that you're doing something regarding poet book.
Yeah, so I'm writing
That's
a
that's
poetry book.
interesting. I'm in a process of wanting to write a book, and yeah, I think you're the right person to help me with that. Keep going. I'll shut up. I don't want to say a
We'll
word.
have to talk business after this, like, we'll have to talk business.
Yes, because yeah, literally, I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to ask you any questions so far. Keep going. What
Um,
else?
yeah, I'm trying to think what else I'm actually. What else I'm
YouTube channel.
doing?
Don't forget my YouTube channel.
Oh God, yeah, YouTube. So I do. I have a reaction channel as well. So that's also a big part of my life.
Hmm.
I'm hoping to branch out with my videos and probably develop some kind of chat show in the future as well.
Right.
Um,
Am I gonna be your first guest?
you might have to be, considering I'm a part of your channel. That might have to happen now. So that's something as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Right.
Trying to get involved in quite a lot of different things, but it's really interesting at the minute. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let me bring it from the beginning because I like doing that just to be able to get a sense of who you are before I start asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And like for example, you're talking about the book, doing poem or those kind of stuff. It's just like I didn't know that like you were into poem because even myself, I'm like I want to write a book. Maybe not a big book, but a
Yeah.
small book in some way or another. So just hearing you, I think it was a good idea doing that itself. So yeah, definitely we need to talk about that. Yeah. So I know first of all I'm going to talk about where we met and how we met, and
Okay.
then I want to get your background if that makes sense. So we met at Zan. She was doing like a conference in a way. It was
Mhm.
regarding about it was kind of like a business conference, business in terms of self development, all this kind of stuff, and that's where we met. And I think
Yeah.
since then we just like been talking or one or another like, hey, how's it going? Find about life, how's it going? This kind of stuff. And you did unlike for your as you're saying YouTube or your Instagram. One of the things which I really liked you which you were doing before was regarding the mental health for this kind of stuff on YouTube. I mean on your Instagram. I would like that. But you stopped. I don't know what happened because right now you don't do it anymore. But I think that was a good thing. Um, but I want to take you really back home because like all this inspiration, all this wow, where did it come from? Like, was it when you were young? Who inspired you to do what you do?
That's a very good question. And I don't think I have a specific answer to that question.
Mm,
I feel like it's been a number of different factors that have contributed to, some of the things that I take part in now.
yeah.
Um, so, oh gosh, how can I break it down? So, let me go into the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel, I have a love for music. I'm very passionate about music.
Right.
So my reaction channel kind of stemmed from that, but also it really came about because of COVID as well. And I just thought, now is a really difficult time for people. So what can I do to help people get through this challenging time? And what can I do to help keep myself sane as well?
Yes.
And, I listen to music all the time. So I thought, why not just film it? And then,
how was your journey of you having that idea in your head that I want to do this and literally start doing it? Like, was that like, oh, I got this idea, next day you start doing it? Or was it like, I got this idea, and then you're waiting maybe a month or 2 months or whatever? How was that for you?
Well, I already had a YouTube channel, but it was more focused on hair.
Right.
However, filming that and having the passion to film that was not always there.
Right.
So I remember speaking to my friend one day, and we spoke about my idea, because I remember, this is going to sound really weird, but a lot of the things that I think about happen when I'm asleep.
Right.
So I'll wake up, have a thought, and I'll just have to write it down or just make note of it somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought the name to me for my channel just came to my head. So I was like, okay, Soul Session Sundays. Wow. I was like, that's what I'm calling it. And then I just kind of went from there, started trying to build it and shape it around the name.
Yes.
And start making time to actually make it a thing.
Yeah, that's a very powerful thing which you said. That thought which you had, you didn't only have that thought, you even wrote it down. Literally, like the entire this week, I've just been listening to in terms of inspiration, in terms of success. So many times we try to do something outside to be successful, but we don't work within ourselves, if that makes sense.
That's very true.
So I was listening to one of the guys, and he was saying that the parliament or something like that, we have to change our thought before we can change what is outside, if that makes sense. Which is just like, wow, for your mentality have to be completely different in order to change whatever you wanted to do. And I think that's so powerful. Just knowing that for you to, in order for you to be successful, you have to start within your head first of all. Like, you gotta shut everything down and start with your head and start with your thought. What's your thought? What do you think about in terms of money? What do you think about in terms of you being successful? What does that mean? Even making that your YouTube channel, it is a success in a way. Because you had that thought in your head, and then you decided, like, what, I'm not only going to think over this, I'm going to write it down. And there's a power in writing something down. I don't know what, as you said, you wrote it down. And it's crazy, like, even for me, I'm doing like web designing for a website. I think we spoke about it last time. I found myself that I went away from the project itself. I just stopped doing that project, and literally, like, this week again, I just been drawing back to it, but because I wrote it down in my book, right? Now it's like, oh, why did I have this idea? Like, where is this coming from? And then I just start reading, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do. This is why I wanted to do this and that. And it pushes you and give you that more passion to continue going. So in terms of you, again, I'll ask that question again. Like, where does your passion come from? Is it okay? You said there's a lot of things, but what are they? Like, because somebody might be like, okay, I've lost my passion. I've lost my that energy which I used to have. Like, okay, for example, as a YouTuber, it's not easy for you to be like, you know what, let me record a video today. What is it when that makes you like, you know what, it doesn't matter if what I'll feel, but I'm going to continue going that process of doing what I need to do?
Well, I think tying into what I said already, I think COVID has been a massive push because it was kind of like, what am I waiting for?
Yeah.
You know, that reality check of, you know, this year is not going to be so great. Why not try and turn that into a positive and do something with it? So I think that was a big thing. And then I have a lot of support around me. I have a lot of amazing, amazing friends, and I'm quite lucky in that respect. So they're always, you know, telling me, you know, you can do this. You're capable of greatness. Those powerful affirmations that are directed towards me, is kind of like I take those in. And although it's difficult for me to sometimes get to the point of actually wanting to do what I say I'm going to do, somehow more recently I've been able to just push past the fear and be like, right, let's just try.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing has been telling myself that if I try, at least I've tried.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, because the worst thing is not trying and then looking back and having regrets.
I wish. Yeah.
You know, so I definitely just keep that in mind whenever I have an idea in mind. I think about it and then I'm like, you know what, let's just try it, let's just do it, let's just see what happens. You know, you can't lose.
Yeah.
And you potentially could win. So let's give it a go. And you know, I feel like that saves you a lot of heartache as well when you do that. And you know, it just keeps things pushing, keeps things moving, which is always good.
Okay, I think again, you just mentioned a very important point. Like, you know, so many times we feel like we're going to fail, and again, that goes back into our fault. You know what I'm saying? That once you have succeeded in up there in your head, you have succeeded outside.
Yeah.
You know, you have succeed outside, but you know, like, that's so powerful. You know, a lot of time we don't take time to sit down and just like, what do I really want? You know, and I think again, as you're saying, that once you know who you are or what you want and how you want to achieve it, is up there. Now it's just the action which you're doing outside. You know, I was listening to somebody again was talking about it some in terms of this. It was a painter, and they asked him like, how do you draw all these beautiful pictures or whatever? The guy's like, I dreamed it. I dreamed this picture. Before I do it, I've dreamt it, and then now I'm just drawing it. Yo, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Literally, that's so powerful.
That's actually how it happens sometimes.
You know, and I think again, just to speak to our audience, is them understanding that the idea that you might have, you don't know how it's going to impact somebody else.
Nope.
You don't know how powerful that idea, which you just, the literal idea of just writing it down is so powerful. How's your experience when you've been afraid of doing something and then you've done it and then somebody's like, yo, thank God you did that. How's your experience?
Actually, I experienced this quite recently. So on my birthday, I received a really lovely message from one of my followers on Instagram.
Right.
Which I did not expect. And she was just telling me how much, I'd inspired her. And she was really grateful that she came across my page.
Yeah.
And I was just taken back because I'm thinking, wait a minute, what did I do?
Yeah.
And then she spoke to me about the live chats that we were doing.
Yes. Yeah.
My answer.
Yeah.
So she spoke to me about that, and she was just like, you know what, like, you really helped me, like, during that time. And I was just like, because we didn't, okay, yes. Ultimately, the main goal would have been to try and impact at least one person's life, or get people to think differently, or start discussions, have conversations.
Yes.
But you never expect it to actually get to that point, you know? Especially when we only did it for a few weeks?
Yeah.
You know? So I think that was a reminder.
Just put it down there.
You know what?
Yeah.
You have to keep going. You can't give up.
Yes.
But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have that feedback sometimes.
And again, everything which has been done and everything that is being done is just by the fact that it's a journey. As you're saying, like you're doing a lot of stuff, and it's still a journey for you. And I'm just like, yeah, you're doing a lot of stuff. Like you're doing a lot of amazing stuff where you maybe you don't recognize it that you're doing a lot of stuff. You know. Now, in terms of you like studying, maybe from your primary school, did you want to go to school? Were you passionate person like want to go to study or whatever when you were young or whatever? How was your journey in those areas?
I would say that yeah, I've always been like the the one that wanted to go and study, wanted to get good grades,
Hmm.
wanted to achieve. But I think I've had that instilled in me from being young.
Right.
Because nobody else in my family, apart from my sister, really did that well with their studies.
Mm.
So I was very set on, I'm going to do well.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a really good career. I'm going to earn a good amount of money. I'm going to make a difference to people. But I was very set on that.
Yes. Uh-huh.
In some ways, I feel like that's probably been a downfall for me as well, because knowing like how big business is now,
Yeah.
and the opportunities that are out there, I
Yes.
kind of wish that when I was younger, I had that drilled into me a little bit more to show me that, there are alternatives to going to university. There are alternatives to going to get that big career.
Yes.
Because I realise now that actually my main goal is to have a part-time job, not really a full-time job, and then the majority of my time be dedicated to the things that I love to do even more so, like my hobbies and interests,
Yes.
and things that are going to generate extra income on top of what I'm already earning.
Love that. I literally love that what you said. But at the same time, I think life is life, if that makes sense. That when you go through an experience, you be like, oh yeah, I wish that. But I think would you would you call that regret or not?
No,
No.
no.
I,
I
I, I
feel
don't
like
I
when
don't
you
see it as a regret in a way where again your background and my background is completely different. The way our parents view certain things, you'd be like, why? I wish I could have done that. I wish this and that. But I think when you're calling, when you have a calling, you have a calling. Like what I'm saying, and I think that's so powerful in terms of you even understanding that what I need to have an extra income. Again, that's like most of the time when you go to school or whatever, you just get a job and you think, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But again, by you even just like, I got this idea, I got that idea, I got this idea, let me do it. You know what I'm saying? It's showing you that you want to impact the world. And you are impacting the world because you're not only focusing like, yeah, let me just do this and that's it. You're not really satisfied of just doing in the basic, if that makes sense. At the same time as you're saying, like, okay, having that full time, it challenges you.
yeah.
What is the challenge of you being able to do your business at the same time, knowing that I'm studying? How's that? How's your experience in that?
I'll be honest in saying that it has been probably the most challenging thing yet. Definitely, especially with the filming and YouTube, trying to make time to dedicate in, because obviously it's a process, isn't it?
Big
You
time.
got to do the filming, then on top of that, you got to do your editing. You got to make sure it's right, and then trying to maintain that and make it consistent is really difficult. And then on top of that, my studies have been heavy, super challenging. It's been COVID.
Yeah. COVID is is everywhere. You cannot skip it.
A lot's been going on in my personal life, and I think sometimes it's okay to just accept that, you know what, we're human.
Yes.
We're not superhuman, and it's okay to have breaks from doing certain things, or it's okay to take time out from certain things.
Yeah.
And I think you start to realize that more when you realize what your priorities are.
Uh-huh.
So as much as I said that studying isn't everything to me, I still knew that I wanted to get my master's.
Yeah.
Therefore, everything else is on hold,
Uh-huh.
or I'm going to dedicate less of my time to the other things because
Yes.
I want to prioritize that.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, I can invest more so into the other things and
Yes.
start moving forward that way. But yeah, it's been so challenging. It's been so hard, honestly, and I'm praying that I'm going to make it out of the other side.
Yeah.
Because I've got long left now until my studies are over.
I think I definitely I'm in your support in terms of you finishing it, because you know, go for it. You know, as you are saying again, having the right group, or having the right network that can help you, that's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you are there already. You are in that present. You are here. You are there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you are there, that's like half of the battle won. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I wish I did it. No, you are not. You're not in that process of just like, I wish I want to do this. You know, you're in that process of going through it. And yeah, and I think just having that right mentality of you doing what you're doing, just showing you that this, you have a lot of potential. That's why I was just like, you know what, definitely need to speak to you. And 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 and,
Thank you.
and one of the things which I like is seeing people talking about the challenges, because most of the time we don't really speak about challenges, because I'm seeing you're doing YouTube, you're doing your you're studying, you're working, and I'm thinking she's a superwoman. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I like the fact that you even open up to us in terms of the challenges which you're having, and I think the audience offering, somebody can be able to relate and say, you know what, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I feel like, oh, do you know when you have a weight behind you and you're thinking like, oh my god, how do I lift this up? But that weight which you're having, you're gonna be stronger. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that whatever you're doing, you're learning something from it. From one day, you're gonna be like, you're going to move it and think like, oh my god, look at me. You know what I'm saying? Basically,
I love that.
on the experience which you have gone through, you have learned a lot of stuff. And what is what inspires you, like, in the morning, like you're fed up in the morning, or there's something happening in the morning. What inspired you? There's something which I saw which you did which was really inspiring. Is you walking, like, going early in the morning. Just tell us that process. Like, when did that come from? Just, even though I'm not really said a lot, I mean, go on.
I think a big part of it was getting to know myself better, and finding ways to sort of affirm what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, as you said, mindset is everything. I'm a firm believer in that. So I would often wake up and say, right, today, set the agenda for the day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this.
Yes.
And I found it so much easier when I did that. And almost that would inspire me in a way to say that, okay, if I tick these things off today,
yes,
then I can say that today's been productive. And for me, I've got this obsession with ticking things off. I love to do it. And I've got an obsession with knowing that I've used my day to, like, the best of its capability.
Yes.
So that would always be my initial goal when I wake up. And then, I mean, when you're surrounded by people that love you, care about you, and support you in every way possible, I feel like that's a driving force as well a lot of the time. And seeing that version of yourself that you want to become.
Yes.
Envisioning that and saying, right, okay, how am I going to get there? It's okay, envisioning that and imagining that.
Yes.
But then it's also thinking about what steps can I take to get to that place.
Yeah.
And I think that forms a big part of it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen there was one thing which you did. I think it was on YouTube, where you showed us your day.
Yeah.
How you start your day, working out. I think it's doing working out. At the same time, you do affirmation.
Mhm.
Um, where did that idea come from? Like, where you just like, okay, I need to get up, I need to do some exercise, and I need to, I need to encourage myself.
Mm.
Where did that come from? Like, why? you know, I think I asked you that question, but you did answer it, but answer it this in a different way.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, if we're gonna keep it very real, for me, two of the biggest challenges I've struggled with within my life
Hmm.
have been weight loss,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess tying into that as well has been self love.
Hmm.
And more recently, I've been through some experiences that have really made it even more difficult for me to reach those goals,
Right.
self love and losing the weight that I want to lose.
Hmm.
So, there's YouTube, there's all these different avenues we're blessed
Yes.
with where we can go and look for ideas and find ways to, achieve our dreams or achieve
Yeah.
our goals.
Mm-hmm.
So the affirmation thing has been a big thing that's been coming up a lot lately. And I've read into it quite a lot, and I just think it's really powerful,
So
especially
for
as a black
somebody who
woman.
doesn't know, why it is,
Right, okay.
let explain to me because I've heard about it.
You're really picking.
Yes, just explain to me why it is, and not just say like if you're telling a little kid like this is why it is.
Right, so for me, I'd say that affirming is telling yourself something
Mm-hmm.
and then almost taking it, you almost take that in and become it as a
Uh-huh.
result. So I feel like it really stemmed from a point with the whole Black Lives Matter movement and being a black woman and really starting to think, wow, I actually, there's actually moments where I do not love myself.
Mm.
And then I was really focused on trying to change that.
Yeah.
So, as you saw on my affirmation walk, I would say to myself, I am enough.
Mm-hmm.
I am beautiful. I am intelligent. Speaking all of these things into existence.
Yes.
And I found that it really molded me into more of a confident woman. It started to make me appreciate the things that I love about myself.
Yeah.
And it made me more intentional with my actions.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, I'm not perfect. I've still got a long way to go.
Yeah, and that's what I
Fighting.
love. It's a journey, like
Yeah.
and I think this is what I want everybody to know and everybody to understand that we are all on a journey. The day when you think that you're perfect, that's the day you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I really loved it. There's a video which I saw of a little boy. There was this little boy, and he's like, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, or whatever, and he's walking, and his mom is recording him. And as a fan, this is I love the fact that it's in a way we have just got a theme of what we're talking about in a way, because we started about talking about the mind,
Yeah.
about the thought process of you, and for what you're saying is regarding our mind, and I just loved it, that whatever you're talking about right now is regarding our thoughts. I don't know how many thoughts we have per second or per moment. We have a lot of thoughts, and to control our not try to control our thought or try to control what we think of ourselves is the biggest thing. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Because if your opinion of me is more important than my opinion of me, then I'm in trouble.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because my emotions gonna be messed up because whatever you feel like telling me that is going to affect me. But if I'm strong, if I realize that my emotion is important, my thought
Yeah.
is important, my confidence is important, all those kind of things are important. Then when I go outside the world, I'm much stronger and much able to stand against anything. That makes sense, because I know who I am,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
by just seeing, as I was saying, that little boy walking and say, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm this and that. It's like, if you try to tell that little boy that he's not powerful, it's
You've
gonna be
got to
like,
tell him. That's it.
and oh. Because my mom
Yeah.
told me that I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm this and that. And of course, speaking, okay, if you want to be like, okay, let's analyze this thing, whatever. No, it's not. It's not powerful. It's not. No, it's not. But is that his ability of what he sees is in a different world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you think like, I think it's crazy. We may think that it's crazy, but because he has that idea, or he has the way he's looking at himself. Like for us, most, we say kings and queens. You know, why do we say that? Is we the way we are presenting ourselves is different. The way we walk, the way we talk,
Yeah.
it's just showing you like, oh my god, when you go into that zone of
Mm-hmm.
saying that I'm a king or I'm a queen, your mentality changes.
Yeah.
Just saying it that I'm a king, you're thinking like, okay, what would a king do? What would a queen do? Are they gonna be like, oh, I cannot do this, oh, I cannot make this? No, no, no. They'll be like, okay, you know what? This is what I wanted to do. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one's going to tell them that you cannot do this. Even though nobody on this planet has ever done that, it's impossible because he's the king or he's the queen. By that authority that they have, they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think again, when you're talking about self love, in business is important.
Yeah.
Big time. Because at the end of the day, you cannot do anything if yourself you're not in control. If in yourself you cannot do anything. And I think you just bring that point across to our audience that work on yourself.
Work on yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you work on yourself, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Once you work on yourself, you can do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no one's going to be like, you're not good enough. No one's going to tell you, oh, you cannot do this and that. It's not, you know, it's not going to make you feel like, oh, I'm crap. That
Yeah.
dream which you have, no, no, the dream which you have is good. The idea which you have is amazing. So don't allow this person you just see on the street. They don't even know your name. They don't know where you come from. They have no idea who you are. Don't let
Nope.
a stranger tell you that your dream is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So which shows you like when you work on yourself and start walking, there's nothing that gonna stop you. I just love that from you of of pointing that
Yeah.
some a lot of time we're thinking our success is going to be outside, but our success comes is in within inside us, and then we do all the success it just manifests itself.
Yeah.
And I think I just love that we're talking about this in terms of within ourselves, because most of the time we think our success is outside, but it's you know um what advice can you give to somebody where they're struggling, like they're struggling themselves to love themselves, because of course we have a lot of different experience, that can be from maybe when you're young, maybe at work your boss is thinking like, yo, you're crap, or you're at uni or you're at school where you're thinking like, yo, my grades, exams, whatever, I'm just down the hill. Like, what can you tell somebody who's it's just college in a way, like what can you tell them, like, just if it was you talking to yourself now, what would you tell them?
That's a very good question. I would say don't don't run away from those thoughts.
Ooh.
Make sense of them,
Uh-huh.
because sometimes I feel like we can just take the thoughts, put them aside, not really address them.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And I think then you don't really take the time to focus on changing your own mindset. You still have those in the back of your mind, like,
Yeah.
so no matter who you tell yourself you are,
Yes.
you've always got that person on the side.
Yeah.
So kind of give yourself some therapy in the sense of telling yourself, okay, yeah, he said this about me.
Yes.
He said that about me.
Yeah.
But I am not this,
Yes.
and I am not that because of this and because of that. And then from that,
yeah,
start to develop your own idea of who you see yourself as.
yes,
You know, who am I?
yeah,
Dig deeper.
yeah,
You know, dig deeper and think, okay, who am I as a person? I think the root of it
mm-hmm.
is, you've already said, focusing on self.
Mm-hmm.
Self is everything.
Yeah.
I used to struggle with the concept of being selfish.
Mm.
I didn't understand it. I was like, what is that? I don't get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then as I've got older, I've started to realize the importance of being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really helped.
Yeah.
So I would say also, don't shy away from being selfish.
Yes.
Sometimes be selfish. And also, the biggest thing, and I'm sure a lot of people will say this, but just not giving up. Keep pushing. And sometimes not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because if you overthink,
yes,
you're probably going to be less likely to want to do
more stress.
want to try.
Big time.
Know?
Yeah, yeah. And I think I'll 100% agree that when you think, you overthink. I remember myself doing wanted to do photography, and literally I was thinking of again and again and again, and it was just in the room where I'm just like, oh my god, and literally I could not go to sleep until I took an action saying, you know what, I want to do this, let's go for it. So having that important of not thinking, just like, okay, let me go for it, let's see what happens. I think that's really important. You mentioned a lot of stuff, and literally my brain right now thinking like, what did she say? Let me try to remember what you said. In terms of you say, in order, you gotta love yourself, and you gotta not shy away from it. And I think that's really powerful. That don't shy away from the situation or from that difficult which you're going through, because I think for me that's a really important thing that we need to do. Because what it tends to happen, something happens and you're just like, okay, yeah, whatever, that happened, whatever. I'm like, yo, deal with that issue right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, it's going to bite you sooner or later.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And because again, we're a system. I think once you understand your body system, how your body function, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you in terms of your mind, your mentality, your health, everything. Because whatever, if somebody give you stress and you are stressed, man, you cannot do anything.
No.
You gonna, for me, I know that, I do not like being stressed at all. 100%. Like if you're stressed, if you're trying to stress me out, I'm just like, bye. Because I do not want to be in that situation where I'm going to be stressed. I don't know. Being a creative person as you are, I don't know. Can you do anything when you're stressed?
Do I do anything when I'm stressed?
Like, okay, if you want, for example, you want to do a YouTube video and you're stressed, how likely that you're going to be successful in doing it? Or even at work, when somebody, like, you're stressed, like, can you be able to do anything?
No, you can't.
You cannot do it because you have to be in that creativity mindset in order to do something, in order for you to be productive. Yeah. So I think, again, having that understanding, like, okay, this is we had this argument with my friend or whatever, a mom, parent, whatever, had that, it goes into your head, like, okay, acknowledge that. Acknowledge, okay, I had this issue, blah, 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 fine, okay. How do I deal with it? In order for it to come out from my system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we speak about vibes. Don't bring a bad vibe to me. I want a positive vibe. Because if I'm sitting next to you and you got a negative energy, you're going to bring it to me. If that makes sense. And it's, it's interesting. When you understand that into a chemical form, whatever, that your energy is going to affect me. Sooner or later, it's going to, because I'm seeing you like, why you're sad? You're like, I'm energy, like, yeah, let's do this, and you, it's going to, there's something is going to be transferred. Um, and and one of the things which I see, I think, again, going to that area, speaking of that, is when you feel like you cannot do it, acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, speaking to people where you're just like, you know what, I don't feel good, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
just acknowledge that feeling. You got to acknowledge it, because if you don't
Yeah.
acknowledge it, you're gonna be in that feeling. You're going to be delusional, if that makes sense, because you have something which is not right, but you're pretending to allow it to go. If that makes sense. What is your experience in terms of like saying, like, for example, I'm just like, I know. For me, I would say, like, you know what? I don't feel I can do this. I don't feel I can make it like that. Like, literally, there's no way that I can make it. That statement of me saying I cannot make it or I'm struggling, it's a real feeling.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? And I have to acknowledge it, that this is how I'm feeling. But what do I need to do in order to change my thought, in order to be like, okay, you know what? This is how I'm feeling right now. Okay, let me try again. And what do you do when you're stuck? When you feel like, oh my god, this is like a long assignment I got. How do you deal?
It's funny because I've been experiencing that quite a lot during my studies.
Uh-huh.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I was at a point where I was just telling myself, I can't do it.
Mm.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I need to give up.
Mm-hmm.
Bearing in mind, I'm someone who does not give up. I do not like to give up.
Yeah.
So me telling myself those words
Yes.
already made me realize that, yeah, this is me going through something now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I had to set it out to myself like this.
Mm-hmm.
Either I can allow this hole to swallow me up and just take it away.
Yes.
Or I can break through this barrier that I don't want to go through. I'm calling this barrier the comfort zone.
Yes.
Or I can break through the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And grow and have this bright future that I know I want.
Yes.
So for me, again, I'm going to take us back, but it was a lot of self-affirming.
Yeah.
Telling myself I can, I will.
Yes.
I can, I will. But then also having conversations with people that had already made it past that or done the journey already to kind of show me, okay, you can. I went through this as well.
Yes.
But then I was able to come out this side.
Yeah.
Me being able to see that showed me that actually I'm not in this alone and I can do this. So that was also really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think 100%. I think I look at that as, you know, we all reach into a point where you're just like, oh man, I cannot do this. It's like, you know, but as you're saying, the growth begins where when you feel like, okay, this is uncomfortable right now. I need to do this. I'm just like, oh god, can I do it? But yeah, again, you have to make there's a choice which you need to make. Where I can say, as you're saying, it's either I say here and just like, okay, I cannot do it. Or I can say, you know what, let me try and push myself and see what I can do to do it.
Exactly.
And I like the fact that which you saying, again, sometimes we need to lean on somebody else's strength to push us through. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might just like, yo, okay, you're saying I can do it. You're saying this and that. I'm just going to lean on you. I'm going to trust you for you believing in me.
Yeah.
There's some days you have to do that because it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? There's not anyone on this planet who can say that, you know what, I've never been stressed in my life. Everything has gone everything perfect for me. No, there's something you always like. Oh, come on, seriously. I want. Why did I get this blue shoes? I wanted the green shoes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just showing you that having a mentor in your life is important. Having somebody
Oh
you
yeah.
can look up and say, like, "Oh, right, they did this. Oh,
Mm.
wow." I can. And again, two heads is better than one. They always say like two heads is better than one, but sometimes we don't think like that. We just think like, what, I have to do all this on myself. I got this project and I have to do all this on myself. No, you don't. Who says you have to do all this by yourself? No, you don't. Oh, I have to do all this. No, no, no. Who can I use, or who can I work with in order to achieve my dream?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And again, it goes in there. You know what I'm saying? It goes in there and saying, okay, how can I do this? Who can help me? Like, oh, this person got this skill, this person got that skill. Can we be able to do something together in order for me to achieve? And again, I think it's been big enough and saying like, you know what, can you help me please? I cannot do this. Just say like, please help me because I have no idea how to do this.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
that's
saying?
the thing, though. It's really hot. I'll interject and say this because I've been through this. So, boy, putting my pride aside
Mm.
and being able to actually go to somebody for help
Yeah.
has been the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
And the question, like, why is it that hard? It shouldn't be that hard.
Yes.
But I think because the majority of my life has been independence.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a place where actually there's support available and I can use it.
Yes.
It's really difficult to get out of that mindset. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. And I think, we always do that. I feel like, okay, if I can do this, yeah, let me do it myself. I look at, funny enough, I was looking at like web designing or those kind of stuff on Fiverr. I was just like, oh yeah, I don't literally, you know what? I know I can do this myself, but I cannot do this. I do not have time for me to do all this. So now I'm just like, okay, in order for me to do this, I got this idea. Oh, this person wants to do a web design. Okay, they can do that website for me. They can do the logo for me. They can do this stuff for me. They can do that for me. In which all that stress, which I was thinking of, I got so much to do. I found myself like, I don't have a lot to do anymore. Now it's just observing and seeing like, okay, how did they do it? Actually, I don't like the way they did that. I can change that. But when you think that you have to do all this project by yourself, you cannot. And that's the thing. Like when it comes to jobs or whatever, somebody have an idea. Like, okay, what do I want to do? And that's why they employ us because the CEO is just like, yo, I got an idea, but it's not the one who's doing all the work, is it? No, it's not. It just become a decision maker at the end of the day. Just like, okay, yeah, fire this person. It's not working really hard for me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just showing you that if you get people around you who can help you, they're going to help you, and everybody loves to help. If you ask me like, can you help me to do this? No one's going like, nah, I don't want to help you. Most of the time, some people love being the center of the what's the word? Attention, because they want to help you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you know the reason why you're doing it, that's it. That's why it's important. That's why it's important. And again, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your mentality or those kind of stuff, we have doctors. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try. I'm not trying to figure out why am I getting sick or whatever. I'm not trying to figure that out myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, doctor, I'm sick right now. Why am I sick? You know what I'm saying? And they've gone through that training to tell you why. You know what I'm saying? They can be like, oh, it's because this and that. Like, oh, I did not know. Yo, you spend the entire. Think about it. Like, how many years or I mean days somebody will be struggling to figure out how to do something where they can just like, excuse me, can you help me with that? You know what I'm saying?
It's pride, isn't it? It's pride.
I give an example. Like me, I know me myself. Like if I go to the shop and I need to get something, I don't know what it is. The first thing is I'm gonna speak to the cashier. I'm like, excuse me, where this thing? I'm like, oh, it's there.
What?
Simple as that. I'm not going to walk.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, simple as that. I just speak to them and they're like, it's there. 5 seconds, I
Okay.
walk, I get what I need. That's it.
Is that really what you do?
Seriously.
Wow, that's
Seriously.
different.
What is the point of you struggling trying to find that thing where that person works
True,
there?
true.
They know the shop, they know everything. What is the
It's
point?
true.
So it's just to show you that again, that we have people who can help us with our problems or whatever. But if you don't there's some people like they know the answer. They're not gonna come to you like the answer is two. No one's gonna do that. There's some people like, okay, like, oh yeah, can you help me? Like, yeah, I can help you. You're thinking like, yo, you knew I was struggling. The entire time you knew I was struggling. You didn't come to help me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to come from that again. It's comfort zone, innit? You're comfortable of saying, okay, let me try it. Like, yo, you might get run over, so you better shout for somebody to come and help you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people can see you that you're struggling, but they don't say anything, and you think like,
very
yo,
true.
you know what I'm saying? Like, see me that I'm struggling. Like, you could literally help me. You know.
Yeah,
So which means that sometimes you just have to speak out and say, yo, I need help. Like literally help me. And that person like, okay, yeah, let me help you. And I'm thinking like, yo, you knew I was struggling. But
not
you couldn't
everybody's
help me.
set up in the
You
same
know what I'm
way, which
saying?
is why I
So,
find it scary.
I think yeah, it's just coming out from that comfort zone as you're saying. And I think it takes you have to be a bigger person. You don't have to say, like, you know what, I literally do need help in this area. You know, and yeah, it's extremely important to be able to be like, you know what, now I need help. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm struggling. And again, in order for you to do that, it always comes from there. It's knowing yourself, knowing like, okay, you know what? Okay, this is not what I used to do. Why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I behaving this way? What's going on? You spoke about having a therapy.
Yeah.
Wow, like, like, what's therapy? Like, do I really need therapy? Yes, I do. I think everybody needs therapy, even though sometimes we don't. Everybody's just like, I don't need it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. But therapy is like talking to you. Like, yo, like, okay, how am I thinking? What's going on in my head? What makes me to be upset? Like, if you say something to me, like in a tune, I'm like, okay, why have you got more power on me than I have power on myself? Like, why is that? You know what I'm saying? So having a therapy session, I think for me it should be a normal thing. Well, I want to have one, to be honest.
Sounds like that. Well, you never know in the future when I'm a therapist, I might help you out.
No, no. Why do I say that? Again, it's knowing. It's like having somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're talking to somebody and somebody's like, what are you thinking? Like, what is going on inside you? You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you are stuck you can be stuck in your own head. Like, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, speaking to somebody and thinking like, why are you thinking that? Like, what is the trigger of you thinking like that? You're speaking about regarding your work. I forgot her name, but she appeared in The Secret. This black lady, and basically, I forgot her name. Why have I forgot her name? Oh my god, she's inspirational. Like literally, Edward, she was saying, she used to be an athlete, so those kind of stuff. She got married, and it was a beautiful relationship, whatever. And she getting wet, and then she's trying to lose. Well, basically, she was not trying to. her husband went to prison, and then
Oh, right.
yeah, and then she became fat, you know, and
Oh,
uh, and she was like, it reached a point where it's like she had to lose weight, and she could not lose weight. She appeared on Steven Steven show, and one of the person she was meant to mentor, she did not turn up, and she had to. Another guest who was there was regarding health, and she
okay.
was like, "I'm fat. Like, how can I help anybody? If that makes sense." And again, she knew herself that she told the guest like, "Listen, I'm not the right person to help you in this area because I'm struggling myself in this area. But we can go through a journey together." You know what I'm saying? And that was so powerful. And then she started realizing like, okay, the reason why I became fat is because of my husband. Because he went in prison and I did not want anybody, I didn't want to be attracted to anybody else. If that
Oh
makes
my God,
sense.
that's amazing. Yeah, I
Imagine
know what
that.
you mean now.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I didn't want somebody. And then that's what she realized. Oh yeah, that's the reason why I did what I did. If that makes sense. But
Yeah.
it's on us. What do you call it? Psychological speaking. It's not
Yeah.
like she knew like, yeah, I'm going to do this because of my husband. No, it's on what do you call it? Your mind is like too. If that makes sense.
Mm,
Unconscious. If that makes
yeah.
sense. You know.
Yeah.
And at least once she realized that, she was just like, she had to speak to her husband like, yo, this is what happened. And I realized it's because of this and that, whatever. And they spoke. And you just thinking like, wow. So the power of knowing yourself, it helps you to with a lot of problems. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When you know, like, okay, I got a short temper, you're not going to be in that situation when you know, like,
You're
it's
gonna
gonna be having an argument or
correct it.
whatever. You're
Yeah.
not. You're gonna be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is not the right place for me to say whatever I want to do because
Take that back.
you know how you're going to react. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I think, to be honest, I think our today basically we're just talking about know yourself. You know, because once you know yourself, you gonna be, you know, it's like what does it say? I think there's this saying, the truth shall set you free. You know what I'm saying? Like the truth of you, who you say, who you, oh my god, the truth you say, who you are, is gonna set you free.
Yeah.
You know, once you acknowledge who you are, that's gonna set you free. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a really powerful beginning of a journey for you to go into success.
Definitely.
And I think that's powerful, and I really love that how you look at yourself first in order to start anything, in order for you to go through that journey. Or, in terms of doing your business, in terms of you doing your YouTube or even studying, or, is you look at yourself and then saying, okay, you know what, this is how I feel, and this is I need to change that feeling. How do I change that feeling in order
Mm,
for me to be in that position, to be impact, to help somebody else?
yeah.
I think that's like the biggest thing. For you to be successful, that's it. I believe
It's
that
true. Yeah.
when you
So
work on
good.
yourself, that's it. You know what I'm
The thing,
saying?
the
Because
thing, it's a thought, isn't it?
yeah,
Turning that into an action
yeah,
is not always easy, and I think that's what ties into the whole talk about the journey.
uh-huh.
It's not an overnight process.
No, it's not.
I'm still nowhere near the person I want to be,
Mm,
but is acknowledging those thoughts,
yes,
breaking past the fear, and then taking those steps
yeah,
to try and get to that place that you want to be.
uh-huh. I literally love that. Because as I said, the day you think you're perfect, you've lost the game, man. You've lost the game. You've lost the game. And I think having that ability of being able to hear people opinion, be able to be like, okay, what do they say? Why did this person say this about me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. Even like, for example, you see like somebody say good morning to you or whatever, and you think like, oh, why did he say it this way? Like the tune of somebody saying good morning to you, that can make you upset. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. There's some people can get upset because you say good morning in a certain tune. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are wired so different that a little
Mm.
thing can trigger us.
Yeah.
You
We
know what I'm
are.
saying? So, which is just like, oh my God. So, working on yourself
Mm.
is the greatest thing that you can do. It's like the power thing, and literally for me this week, I feel like I've been talking more than you should be talking, to be honest. I need to shut up so I can hear from you. But yeah, just listen to that. I just felt like it's a really powerful thing. Um, so what is you said you want to be a person? Like, what person do you want to be? Like, what are your thought of what do you want to be? As you said.
What do you mean in terms of like characteristics or
Yeah, well, you said in terms
you want
of
to achieve?
what you are right now. It's not what you want to be. Like, okay, for example, in 10 years' time, you know, like your thought process or whatever, what is it? Like, how do
Okay.
you want to get there? Like, what is it?
So it sounds really cheesy, but I would say that I want to become the best possible version
Mm-hmm.
of me.
Yeah.
And obviously, that, like I said, that is going to take some time.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But I think a huge part of that is the self love journey again. So
Yeah.
for me, the weight loss is
Mm-hmm.
number one.
Uh-huh.
Health, fitness, that's number one, because there's one thing I've learned from studies as well is that your health
Yeah.
priority, mental, physical, emotional,
Yes.
all of it is priority. So that needs to go above everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, all the other little things can branch off. So
Yes.
these businesses, your hopes, your dreams, your goals,
Yeah.
all of those branch off you as a person.
Yes.
We are the root of everything, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, the biggest thing is my health
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that I'm in a place where I understand myself, I know who I am, I know where I want to be, I know what I want out of life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just start to embrace the journey a lot more, because I feel like a lot of us don't really, because we're stressing so much, or we're thinking, oh, I've not achieved this yet, and I'm 20 something, or I've not done this yet, and she's doing that, she's doing, because we're constantly doing that.
Yes.
We don't actually get to enjoy the process of life.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know?
Yes.
So I feel like we need to take the time to actually enjoy the challenges that we're facing, the good times that we go through, the memories, everything, and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know I'm saying this. Obviously, I have my moments where I'm like, what on earth? But I'm trying to tell myself each time I go through something, like, just remember this, just take it in and really appreciate this moment.
Yeah.
This has happened.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Appreciate it, learn from it, move on from it, be happy about it.
Yeah.
Embrace the emotions that you're feeling, because it's okay. We're human, you know? And it's good being positive, but I realize we can't always be positive.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's that balance.
Yeah, and I think, again, in order for you to do that, is out there.
Yeah, it's all mindset.
You know what I'm saying? Because, again, you can feel, when you know, like, oh, literally, I'm feeling a little negative. Why am I feeling negative?
Yeah.
You go through the cycle again. Like, okay, this happened. This person said this and that. This and that. Why did he say that? Trigger me. Again, it's knowing your trigger. You know what I'm saying? Once you know your trigger, once you know, like, this is why every single time when this person mentioned this word, I'm triggered. I'm annoyed. I'm upset. Why is it? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Again, it's understanding yourself. You know,
Yourself, exactly.
that's it. That's like the
It
key
all
of
comes back
success.
to
You know what I'm saying? The key of success is understanding yourself.
yourself. It starts with you.
You know what I'm saying? And again,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you have repeated this so many times.
No, but
But
we need to really drill it out, you know?
literally, you have to
Yes.
sink in that it's you in every decision, in every trial you're going through or whatever. It's you at the end of the day, and you're the one who got the key. You're the one who got that power in you to be like, you know what? Guess what? I don't like this. I don't like how you're trying to make me feel right now. I don't like the fact that you're trying to make me to go into a negative thought. Because somebody can be like, oh, you cannot do it. You're not good enough. Like, hey, that's switching your mind into a negative where you can be like, I cannot do it.
Yeah.
Like, why are you not doing this? Oh, my mom told me I cannot do this. And it's so interesting that how our parents or the people are close to us, what they say to us is so impact to us. That when you go outside the world and you want to do something, you're like, oh, I cannot do it. Or somebody just look at you in the same way, you think like, oh yeah, you're gonna say I cannot do it as well. You know what I'm saying? So if I get this is like so powerful when you start understanding this. There's nothing that can stop you. And today, like, especially with the society where we are, is like we are so addicted to our phones with social media or whatever. That
Yeah.
we're not able to. I'm not able to talk to you because I'm afraid of talking to you. I'm going to write to you on Instagram or whatever. I don't even want to talk to you. I want to talk to you on that phone. If that makes sense, because we're afraid to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And that's the society where we are living in, where people are not really, they don't want to talk to you anymore. You be like, yo,
Yeah.
you know what? I want to hear your voice. I want to hear how you sound like. But these days is not like that anymore. You know. But again, when you go back to yourself, when you start realize who you are, yo, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at a bot, the runner. How the guy has impact like in sport and big time. Why? Because the way he carry himself. You know what I'm saying? Like your energy is so powerful that
Yeah.
maybe I'll never. I don't know when I want to meet him. If it's possible, I'm going to meet him. That'd be great. But his energy when he is about to run, everybody's like, "Oh my god!" You see the guy. It gives you that energy of you like, you know what? Even me, I want to run. You think like, you want to run? Like, no, you don't. But it gives you that. It's that there's like your energy is everything.
Yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? And again, where's that coming from? It's coming from you within you,
From within.
coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you realize, like, oh, you know what? I'm not feeling too good. You know what I'm saying? Because sooner or later, you're going to be that point where I like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Like right now, I don't have the energy of this anymore. You
It's
know
true.
what? Guess what? You have to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge that you're not feeling good.
And that's the start. Yeah.
And that's the process of healing. You know what I'm saying? When you acknowledge, like, you know what? No, I'm not feeling good. What's wrong with you? I don't know. Okay, let's work something out.
Yeah.
Let's go through that process again. Let's see what's happening. Like, okay, I cannot sleep. Why can you not sleep? Like, okay, I'm thinking about this. Why are you thinking about that? You start going through a little of it and think, oh, I was worried that maybe a football game, whatever, they're going to lose or whatever. Man, seriously? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you've come to a solution why you're going through that. You know what I'm saying? And it's so, again, this is the reality of life. You might have an argument at work or somebody says something, whatever, you get upset. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But align yourself, go back to it. Like, okay, this is me. This is my life. This is what I want to be. I want to achieve this goal. Let me go back again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Let me go back again. Because at the end of the day, we are going to lose ourselves. You know, it's a journey. You're going to find yourself doing things where you think, like, I never thought I would do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
You
it's
know what I'm
true.
saying? There's people, you hear a lot of stories where you feel like, I never thought I'd be smoking or doing this or doing that. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they've lost themselves. But sooner or later, if you want to go back to where you want your purpose or the reason why you're doing it, you're going to find a way. You know what I'm saying? Again, when you're doing your business, there's some point where you just thinking, oh my god, this
Yeah.
customer is
Yeah.
annoying me. You know what I'm saying? But when you realize the reason why you're doing it, that's gonna push you. Your vision is bigger than the situation where you are in right now.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know, and I think, that's so enlightening. We know this, but sometimes we don't act on it.
No, we don't.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
yeah.
And I think that's where you see, like, okay, why everybody unable to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Is there. You know what I'm saying? And the way it's made, you listen to the news, there's a lot of negativity. Your friend, when you got your friend like, yo, I want to do this, your friend's just like, nah. you be the next president, or you being this and that. Nah, you cannot do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That negativity rubs on you. You know what I'm saying? And you start thinking, like, I cannot do it. And you think like, yo, you see this person that 80 years old, they're singing on the stage. You think like, where were you for 25 years ago? Like, where were you? Why? Because they allowed someone else to speak to them in a
Yeah.
negative way,
Mm,
and they agreed. And if the people you're surrounding yourself with is so powerful.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As you're saying again,
Yeah.
the people around you, they're showing you love. They're showing you that you
Mm,
can do it. Yeah, you are going to do it.
yeah. It pushes you to want to do better. Definitely.
Because of that circle. There's sometime when you started doing your course, doing your master. How was that? When the speaking terms where you did not know. How was your experience? You Yeah, go on. I've been speaking. I need to shut up.
Yeah. It was. It was difficult. It was challenging, but I knew deep in my heart that was something that I wanted to achieve for myself.
Uh-huh.
So I had to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think I did, at the time I did have people around me that kept pushing me and saying, okay, actually, why do you keep sleeping on this? Why are you not going for what you want?
Yes.
Why are you not in this master's? And I had my own reasons. I wanted to get experience before actually going ahead and doing my master's.
Yes.
Because it is quite a difficult thing to study. So
Yeah.
I wanted to get that experience behind me before going on and studying it.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like having the support around me, and then also having my own thoughts on it as well.
Yeah.
It was a combination of both things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, again, somebody be like, you guys, your video meant to be like 20 minutes, but why is it long? But I think, again, we just mentioned how important it is of your health being in the right mindset. Because if up there you're not in the right mood, or you cannot do anything. So as you're saying, okay, as I said, I think, yeah, if you Google it, they're gonna tell you how many thoughts we have per second or whatever. It's shocking. You know what I'm saying? You could be thinking of this, next thing you're thinking of that, you're thinking of that, you're thinking of that, you're thinking of that. And at the end you're just like, oh my god. Do you do meditation?
I've tried it out a couple of times, but I really struggle with getting into like a calm zone. But I feel like I've not really put enough time into it. So that is something that when I say that I'm still on that journey,
yes,
that's one of the things that I definitely want to venture into a lot more, because I feel like it would have a really positive effect on me. It's just making sure I'm making time for it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We're all guilty of, not making enough time for ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Me included.
Yes.
But the biggest lesson I've learned from my studies and from life is trying to find more time to be able to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
So one of the things I want to do, meditation.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. For me, I've not yet tried it. I know, like, a lot of people speak about meditation, whatever, and for me, I'm just like, how do you meditate? Like, how do you go into your head? If that makes sense, because you are in silence and you gotta really think of yourself and what are you trying to align.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, we are so scared of ourselves. you know that we are so scared of ourselves. We're like, oh my God, this is me.
Yeah.
But if you really connect with yourself, you become so powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because your whole being is in a line of knowing that, okay, we're going for this. Let's go. You're not afraid anymore because you have aligned yourself in that position of knowing that, okay, I can do anything. We had people like saying, maybe looking at the mirror, looking at themselves, thinking like, bloody hell, why are you looking at yourself? You know what I'm saying? But it's just showing you that you need to get connected with yourself, because again, as when you're saying, when you say who you are so connected is the body, is the spirit, and the soul. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta take time of knowing who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, once you know who you are, anything is possible. Now, in terms of your journey, of your health, of losing weight, what kind of thing have you put in place? Like, are there any goals which you put, like, for the week, for a day, or whatever? What are you doing?
I think currently, no.
Right.
Because I've had a conversation with myself, and it's that thing of just take some time to actually take in the fact that right now it's quite a difficult time.
Yes.
We're going through COVID. There's a lot going on in your life. And for me, when I'm doing too much, it disorientates me, and then I end up doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to focus on completing the studies.
Yes.
And then I feel like once that is complete, I can really go ham and put my entire self into trying to focus on the physical side of things.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So I think that's how I broke it down to myself. Because I made a start, but then obviously when you get stressed, you eat, you get lazy, and all these other combinations.
Yes.
But I'm nearly at the end of my studies now, a couple of weeks. So once I get to that point.
Yeah. What are you going to do once you finish?
Oh my God. I go, the list. I know it's COVID, but the list.
Yeah.
I'm doing all of these things from home, but I am going to celebrate.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep.
Wow. That's how you're going to celebrate. I'm going to sleep
all day and enjoy it.
Wow.
That first day, honestly, I'm not waiting. The next day, I'm probably going to wake up slowly.
I'm trying to get people to be motivated to go out and do some work. You're like, you're going to sleep.
I'm sleeping and binging on Netflix. I'm watching movies. I'm spending quality time with my family.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the most.
Yeah, that's good.
Literally.
That's good.
And apply to jobs, of course.
Yeah. And in terms of, I think we are literally getting into the end of the interview itself. In terms of your businesses, can you talk about a little bit about your business, your YouTube channel, a little bit more, like for somebody if it might be interesting to find out what you're doing?
So YouTube channel every Sunday. Well,
what is it called?
Sunday, it's called Soul Session Sundays. I basically react to a bunch of different songs that my followers or subscribers recommend to me. So I've got this jar like here with everybody's recommendations in, and each video I'll pick out a recommendation, react to the video, and just give my feedback really. So it's just a chance for you guys to connect with me and my taste in music.
Yes.
Skincare. So my skincare brand is called Blossom. Website Blossom by Adri.
Right.
And the vision with that is just to create products that are 100% natural, that actually work, and that can be used by both females, males, all genders, all sexes, all races, all inclusive, and that are affordable to buy. And different, something unique.
Yes.
So you should definitely go and check that out as well. Poetry book is still in the making, so we're not there yet. But hopefully by my 30th, I'm aiming to get that complete.
Right. Okay.
And what else is going on? So we have the Instagram chat, which we were talking about earlier. I get the feeling like you missed that a little bit.
Yeah, to be honest, for me it was kind of a challenging one because like a couple of them I could be able to view it because like regarding the time, I think it was a time schedule because like that time I would be going to church or coming out of church. So by the time I get home, it's like you're already done. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think if you could have done it like on YouTube chat, put it on YouTube, like somebody can watch it later on. I think that'd be really good because it's a record of some whenever anybody like especially when it comes to those kind of things like technology wise speaking, it's gonna be there forever. You know what I'm saying? And I that's why I really like being able just to record this because I know like in 10 years time somebody can watch it. You know what I'm saying? And that inspiration comes from doing something and maybe you don't know who's going to help sooner or later.
Yeah, it's true.
And then you're like, oh, wow, I really like this. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think it could do that again. That'd be really good because I think you're really talking about topic which is important. Topic which is like, again, is seeing somebody's point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I think that's why it's, have you ever somebody explaining you something to you, like, this is how you do it. And then you think, huh? How do you do it? And they tell you, and then you're like, nah. I have no idea. And then you go to somebody else, they explain to you, and you think like, oh, seriously? Is that how easy it is? So it's like, the connection within videos is completely different. And I think that's why it's important just to be able to do it. And I think it was really good having somebody's point of view regarding the topic, regarding maybe health or regarding a situation where you just feel like, literally, I never thought of that. I never thought it the way you said it. But
yeah, that was important for us because so just to give you guys a bit of background, myself and one of my close friends who's also on Instagram, Maya Sir, check her out. She and myself had the idea to create a Instagram live where we could discuss different topics. Topics that within the Black community aren't really discussed that often. Topics that we kind of sweep under the carpet. And it was really important for us to be able to have that platform as almost like a safe space for people to come together and have these conversations that we find really difficult to have. And I don't actually have a reason why we stopped. I feel like it was just making the time to do it. Life got busy, life got hectic. But I do feel like it is something we need to bring back because I didn't realise how impacting it was. And, acknowledging what you've already said about maybe potentially recording it and putting it on YouTube. I'd not thought of that. So actually, moving forward, it's really good to have these conversations. Because it gives us a bit of insight into what we're all doing and how we can improve on our own businesses and our own ideas. So already from this, you've learned that I'm doing poetry. I'm writing a book. You're writing a
Yes.
If we wouldn't have communicated now,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have known that.
100%. 100%.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then also the idea about YouTube
Yeah.
and putting these. If I wouldn't have talked to you about that now, if you wouldn't have made that suggestion to me now,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's really important. I think communication is massive, and we
Yeah.
need to try and stay together and, you know, not look at each other as competition, but actually do those little steps that help build one another as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important. That's a big thing I've learned on my business journey. Help other people out. You don't achieve your successes until you help others out as well. Don't
That's
be
true.
selfish in that
That's
sense.
true. 100%. And I think, you know what? That's the biggest thing you can do. You know, and that's the thing. Like, your dream is for you to do maybe perfume or whatever. Guess what? Somebody is looking for your perfume.
Yes.
Listen to that. Somebody is looking for you to do your dream.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody is looking for a doctor for you to become a doctor. So you gotta act on your dreams because you don't know who you're going to impact.
Yes.
And for me, that's a biggest lesson that you can ever been taught. Like, your dream. Don't think like your dream is just nah. It can save somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful it is. That, you know, somebody was thinking like, okay, I don't want to be a doctor, or I quit to become a doctor. Your dream of you becoming a doctor, you're going to save sooner or later. You're going to save somebody else's life.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So it's like, don't take it light. That idea which you have, don't take it light, because somebody, it might be just like, oh my God, this is the only thing I needed to save my life. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I really appreciate that. I appreciate you being here, talking to us, because I think it was a really interesting, informing discussion which you had with you, and I really like it because I try not to pick like a topic. I like it just for you to direct where we're going, and I think I really love that. How even this week for me, just been talking about your thought, how you think. I think that's really important, and I believe that success starts with you. In conclusion, it start with you. It start how you're thinking, because if you're not in the right mind, you cannot do anything, So remember, think of who you are, connect with who you are. Like, what do you love? What are you passionate about? What makes you get up in the morning and think like, let's go. I want to do this. And even people be like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, why is he so excited about climbing a mountain or whatever? It's your dream. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Go for that passion, because when you do that, it's less effort. No one's gonna push you like, oh, come on, keep going. No, no, no. Yourself, you're gonna be like, let's go. Like, oh, I need help. You know what I'm saying? Because of your dreams, or whatever. If when you need help of your dream and you know why you're doing it, you're gonna talk to somebody like, yo, please help me. You know what I'm saying? Because sooner that what you wanted to do is going to help somebody else. So yeah, let's leave it at that, because I know it's going to be long if we carry on. So yeah, again, I really appreciate you being here, and everybody else. Yeah, I will link a YouTube channel, Instagram, and also the website as well. So for now, gotta say goodbye. Bye bye.